Hey guys, it's your boy X back with another video for ya. Today, as I promised, we are going to be ranking all of the Garten of Banban games on a tier list. Let's get into it. Alright guys, so here we are is the little layout we have. We have our 5 tiers. First is perfect, and these are the things that contain like its peak. It's the best thing it can possibly be. Good tier. The good tier is going to be things that are, well, good. It's fun, it's nice, I had enjoyed it, but it wasn't perfect. There could have been some things that they could have done better. Mid. Mid means it was alright. Bad, of course, means bad, and awful means I hated it and I would never have ever included this in the game. Starting out with the games themselves, we have Garten of Banban 1. This was a very fun one for me to play because it was the introduction to the series. It actually got me on a jump scare, I think once or twice, so this game will be going in good. It was short, it was free, and it just had a very decent fun time playing it. Up next, we have Garten of Banban 2. The game itself, it had fun dialogue, a fun mechanic. Checkpoints were a little tedious, but not as bad as some of the other games. So for Garten of Banban 2, I'll put it just above Garten of Banban 1 in the good tier. Up next is Garten of Banban 3. The pacing of the game was way worse than 2 or 1. It was a lot longer, seemed a lot more drawn out. So out of the Garten of Banban games, I will say it was the worst game. Now, was it awful? There were some good parts about it. But other than that, I'm going to put it in the bad tier because I don't think it can compete with any of the other games. Up next, Garten of Banban 4. This one, I think, was definitely a really, really good Garten of Banban game. But then I think 90% of the game was walking back and forth from the elevator to the queen to the room where you had to ride the cart around. It just took up so much time, and I think the game might have been like 30 minutes if you took all that out. So apart from all of that, I had a lot of fun playing the game, and it will be going right in between 2 and 1. And by the way, guys, this is all my opinion, and if any of this offends any of you guys, I don't care, because it's my opinion, and I'm allowed to say what I want about my own opinion. Up next, Garten of Banban 6, because they skipped 5, but 5 should be coming out soon. I don't know. The aspects of the game, like the exploration, is way more fun, a lot scarier. And we got introduced to, like, the main villain, I think. I don't know. I'm not sure. But it was a way better paced game. And I will say Garten of Banban 6 is the first thing in our perfect category. They did it really well. Last of the actual mainline Garten of Banban games is Garten of Banban 7. Now, for Garten of Banban 7, there are a couple gripes I have with this game, which was the new mechanic that they added. The drone mechanic might have been the most painful thing I've ever had to go through in my life. The chase scenes were, like, trying to get out of the vent was a little clunky, but other than that, pacing was great, the game was great. It will also be going in perfect, but under Garten of Banban 6. Okay, those are it for the games. As you see, I liked a lot of the games. Garten of Banban 3 was not great, but it's still one of the games. So, I will be getting into listing the characters. Or ranking the characters is up next. Banban character we were introduced to, Opal Bird. I don't know why his head's chopped off. It's just gonna have to be like that. A lot of the characters on my list here are cut off, but it is just how it is. Opal Bird. His character development during the later games. Like at the start, I'll be honest, he was just chasing me around everywhere. I hated him. I hated that guy so much. But over the games, like I think Garten of Banban 3 it was, where he started to be our friend, it helped his character out so much that he moved all the way from mid to good. We'll do Banban himself next. Banban had probably the most voice lines, or second most to Toadie, out of all of the characters in the games. It was alright. His character design was mid at best, and his, like, overall helping you out with the story, I just don't feel like he was very influential for him being the main character. But either way, Banban, I'm sorry, but you were just a mid character. You weren't that great. Up next, Jumbo Josh. Overall, I really like Jumbo Josh. Oh yeah, 7th game. He was literally the hero of the game, 7th game. He ate the scepter. defeated all of the army, so he is an absolute unit. I love Jumbo Josh. What a Chad. He is going in the top of the good tier. Up next, we have Banbalina, the female counterpart of Banban. So Banbalina, she just wasn't a great character in my book. I think they could have just completely removed her for the game. So for that reason, I'm putting her in awful. Up next, we have Evil Banban. He didn't add too much to the game, but I thought he was a cool character, fun design. I think he was definitely better than mainline Banban, and I'll put him in the bottom of the good tier. Stinger Flynn. Okay. Stinger Flynn. At first, I actually kind of like Stinger Flynn. He was kind of like a creepier character. He seemed super depressing, but I definitely think he added some to the story because he was the one who kidnapped the kids. Overall, he had some fun mechanics. I liked his visions. I know I said I didn't like him in the moment because it was kind of annoying to be putting him in the middle of what you were trying to do. But overall, he was a really good character, and he is going to be right above Opalabird. The boy, the man himself, Captain Fiddles, which I think we have only seen in the dreams. So for that reason alone, he can't be a great character because he didn't have anything to do with us except sit there and say nothing. So I'm sorry, but he's going into the bad tier. I have nothing really to say about him. We have Nab Nab. Now, oh my gosh, did I not understand how much of a goat Nab Nab was. Had some interaction with him when I got him a friend in Nabnalina. And in the dreams, he was just the absolute goat. Like, sharing his lettuce with me, saving me and Captain Fiddles from a plane crash. I love Nab Nab. He will be right under Jumbo Josh in the good tier. We just did Nab Nab. How will we do Nabnalina? She wasn't very challenging. She added a little bit of fun to the story, so I will put her in the good tier as well. Right behind Garten of Banban 1. Up next, a complete background character that I don't think has added anything except for being cool, which you can't even see from this picture. This is supposed to be the big floating face. He is really cool. I think it's a really fascinating design. It's just a big face is always there. I'm assuming he will tie in later in the future Garten of Banban games. And just purely out of that assumption, just how much I liked having him there and just in the ambience in the background, I'm going to put him in perfect. He didn't add anything to the story at all, but I just really liked having him there. I wouldn't say he's better than either of these games, but he will definitely be in the perfect category. We have the big Captain Fiddles, who was the boss fight in number 2, where he saw his arm and his eyeball sticking out. We had to take his juice and shoot his eye with a cannon. And I think they definitely could have reworked him and made him a little more fun, but I don't think he was terrible. So he will be going top of the bad tier. Slow Celine, again, added pretty much nothing to the story, except for, I guess there's one walking down the hallway part, so nice design. I'll put him in mid-tier under Banban. Mr. Kebab Man. So this guy is, he was just always there. Like, he's just in the background of everything. He was there just for a filler, I feel like. I definitely think they could have improved upon him, but it was fun to have like a little inanimate object as one of the characters. So I will put him in mid-tier. Up next, I kept calling him Bluebird when I was doing my playthrough of all the games, but his name is Tartabird, which is the counterpart of Opalabird. And I liked him way more because I got to ride on him and have a lot of fun, so I will be putting him one tier below Opalabird because Opalabird actually had some contributions to the story. My son, Pink Pervolta, an absolute unit of a man. I definitely raised him right. I feel sad that he had to leave us. I had a lot of fun adventuring with him. It was just nice to have a little companion. Like, I didn't feel so alone in the Garten of Banban world when I had Pink Pervolta with me. Pink Pervolta, just because of how much fun I had with him, he's going into, let's put him in between 2 and 4. Up next, we have, oh my gosh, it's Sheriff Toadster. I'm sorry, he's also cropped off. But Sheriff Toadster was such a fun character to have. He had a lot of nice comedic voice lines. He was just an absolute huge part of the story and how we got through it. I don't think I really need to say much about Sheriff Toadster. He was just hard carried. I will put him above Garten of Banban 7, above Garten of Banban 6. He was the perfect character. Might be my favorite character in Garten of Banban. Up next, we have Queen Bouncelia. I mean, all she did really was add some dialogue to the game, and she was the one with the pouch of naughty ones. And for that, I'm putting her in the bad tier category. Up next, we have one of the most annoying bosses in the game. Not the most annoying. There is definitely a more annoying boss. So he will be going in the mid tier above Slow Celine. Bitter Giggle. I just didn't like his character at all. I think Bitter Giggle he didn't make sense to me. And he was just kind of, he was very pretentious about his goals. I just think they could have reworked his voice lines a little bit, maybe make him a little more likable. Because at the end, and like sorry, spoiler, his death scene, I didn't feel any sorrow. I felt no emotion there. The only sorrow I felt was for Toads to the Goat. So for this reason, Bitter Giggle, I'm sorry, you were kind of an important part of the story, but you're going in the awful tier. Because no, you're better than Banbaleena. Banbaleena was a bum. Catasaurus, or Kittysaurus, I think it's called. I really like his character design. He has one of the best character designs in here. So for that reason alone, he'll be going mid, but he wasn't really that important. Up next, we have a character that I didn't know was called Nanny. It was the pig that creeped up to us when we went to go get the lights for Droney. She, again, didn't really add much, except for I feel like it was just a cheap jump scare just to add some other jump scares to the game. Didn't mean to put her there. But yeah, cool character design, but I feel like it could have been completely done without, so I'll put him in awful. You know, Banbaleena, finally you're better than someone. You're better than Nanny. We have the Surgeon's Children, or the little ball creatures. I don't know what they're called. I did like them, though. I just like seeing them, so I'll put them in mid. We will go to, Pink Pervolta Evil Form. Golly, I hated this boss fight with every ounce of my being. I just did not have a fun time. I completely lost all interest. I wanted to quit the game after doing this. But it was cool character design, so I will put it at the second to last awful character. On to Sir Dadadoo himself. The main villain, he was just not intimidating at all. I mean, he has a bow tie. They definitely could have worked on him and made him a lot better. So for that, he'll be going above Captain Fiddles in the bad tier. The naughty ones, which are just little black chicken nuggets is what I was calling them, were just kind of cheap little guys that they added in. I will put them under him. Actually, no, under Captain Fiddles. Captain Fiddles is a better character than these stupid naughty ones. Sorry. Not sorry. Up next, we have the Surgeon. Or Syringeon, I think his name was. I really liked his character. He was very fun to be around. His voice lines were great. So I will put him in the good tier. Up next, we have the citizens of the city. So if there weren't any citizens in the city, it would be so much more plain and boring. I'm so glad that I decided to do this, and I really think it was a great addition to the just ambience and fun that the city provided. Like, the little voice lines were quirky, so they will be going into the good tier, right under my son, Pink Pervolta. It is Evil Bitter Giggle. I just didn't care for him. But yeah, I will put him just above Mr. Kebabman in the mid tier. Alrighty, for our final character, we have, I think it's called Baby. It's the little ghoul that chased us around the tables. Holy crap, was this the scariest chase scene in the entire game. My heart was racing. That's what it sounded like in my head. But yeah, this was such a nice character, super scary. It wasn't there for long, but I had a blast playing with him. So I don't think they could have done it any better. I will put him at the bottom of the perfect tier and leave it at that. So that, ladies and gentlemen, is my Garten of Banban tier list. That was it for making my tier list in Garten of Banban. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Those are my opinions on all the games and characters in Garten of Banban, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video. So thank you guys so much for watching. Please like and subscribe. X-Pro, signing out.